Greetings, everyone. It is Linda Talaferro from the T, The Extra Effort. Those of you that have been hanging with me for a while, I just want to take some time and just express to you my deepest appreciation. I can't express it. I don't even think I have words for how much I appreciate how you've been holding me down over the 3 years that this business has been in existence, following me, using what I know to be definitely the secret sauce that most people don't share, using that in your corporate ladder experience to make it the best that it can be, to make your professional experience optimum, to grow in your career. So I just thought today, during this Transformational Tuesday, that I take the time to express my deepest gratitude and appreciation. This is my passion. This is what I truly believe. All that I've been through in my career, the negative, the deep, dark areas, the struggles, have been worth it to get to my seat at the table today and to help you get to yours. And so that's why in this Transformational Tuesday, I want to talk about those struggles because if your ladder climb doesn't have any struggle, then you're one of the rare ones. And I need you to send me an email, send me a DM, do something, because I need to know who you are if you have not had any struggles in your corporate ladder climb, because I know I truly have. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. I mean, these struggles are different for everyone. They're not the same for even someone that you even know intimately as a close friend of yours. I bet you're not going to have the same struggles. But what I do know is the three that I'm going to talk about tonight tend to be foundationally consistent across everyone's situation. I have not found yet a person that these three haven't touched. There's more. I mean, no doubt there's more. But I wanted to talk about what I believe are the repetitive ones, the ones that seem to constantly hold people back, the ones that people seem to really struggle the most with. It's a struggle within a struggle. They have challenges the most with these three that I'm going to talk about tonight. So if you are new to me, let me just do an introduction. Linda Talaferro from the T, The Extra Effort. It's a career advisory firm where I help professionals get unstuck, establish emotional presence, and build and bridge other areas of their interpersonal skills so that they can get their seat at the table. And if you don't know me, you'll get to know that I often say their seat at the table because it's different for everyone. So I don't prescribe to know what that is. It could be as simple as leading that initiative that is groundbreaking at your company, because seats at the table don't always have to have a title associated with them. Yes, we do aspire to promotions. We aspire to the executive ranks, but we have to understand that leaders are defined by the influence, not by the title. Leaders are defined by how you inspire people, motivate people to follow you, to allow you to lead them to an end goal. That's how leaders are defined. So that could be your seat at the table, that you want to be a leader. And that's what that's what I am here to help you achieve. So as I said at the opening, I'm going to talk about what I believe are the three consistent challenges that we come across on a regular basis as we're trying to acquire that seat at the table as we see it. So the first one I want to talk about is being over doing. How focused are you on being versus doing? Now, I know that we put a lot of work and effort into getting the degree, getting the certificate, being excellent at what we do. I know we put a lot of effort into that. And that is not to be discounted in what I'm going to share with you during this Transformational Tuesday. That's important. It's absolutely important for your work product to be all that, for your work product to be the bomb, for you to hit those home runs. But what I want you to understand is if you are challenged and you can't seem to get out of the rut, because I know for me personally, I was in this same position. I constantly focused on continuing to hit those home runs and believed that it was enough. And frankly, that is the price of entry. That is the price of entry. So if you don't get a nice balance between doing and being, you're going to continually have the struggles. I had the struggles for years because I was so focused on doing. I figured if I continue to do, continue to be excellent at my craft, and frankly, for those of us that look like me, people of color, that's what we were constantly taught. We had to be better than everybody else. And that's true. We do. I mean, that's real. I'm not going to sugarcoat that or dismiss it or belittle it or change it. I mean, that is fact. But I will tell you, the tide is shifting. You all know this. The tide is shifting. And being good at what you do is the price of entry. It's not enough anymore. We have to be good at being. And I know you're saying, look, Linda, I don't have time for all that. It's hard enough going in every day and being good at what I do. I don't have time to do all the other stuff. It's just not part of me. I hear you. But then I need you to understand if that is a choice you're making, then you need to understand that where you are may be where you're going to be. I just need you to understand that. I completely hear you because I said the same things. But once I understood that showing up in my being was important, connecting with people, that how I entered the room, my attitude, all these things that I've been talking about in previous Transformational Tuesdays, that's part of being. My unique, what I like to call unique persona, my brand. What are the things I stand for? What are the circles that I have? Because I often say, who comes with you can't go with you. So the people that you are connected with and you hang out with early in your career, and as you aspire to go to a different place, they can't go with you. You might have to change your circle of people. That's part of the being that I'm talking about. So it's extremely important to have a balance, an equal balance between doing and being. We cannot have the doing, the hitting the home runs, and our work product being the bomb and the focus, and that's all you've got. Because that's one of the struggles. That's one of the reasons why you are having such a difficult time, because you don't have that balance between the two. And I want to make sure that it's understood that you can do this and be authentically yourself. There's nothing about the being piece that you have to compromise who you are. There's zero compromising that's necessary. I don't compromise. I don't change my look. I don't have to. There's nothing about Linda Talaferro that changes when I enter a room. I am who I am. I am who I am. But I understand that showing up in a authentic manner needs to be that, and it doesn't have to be harsh. I don't have to yell, scream. I don't have to, carry boulders or bricks on my shoulders. I don't have to do any of that to be successful and to be present in the room. That's the balance that you need to have. So that's the first struggle. Making sure that that you have a balance between being and doing. If they're off kilter, you're going to continue to be challenged. The next one, and I know you hear me talk about this, you're probably saying, I'm tired of hearing it. But I'm going to look, y'all that's been hanging with me for a while, you know that I am going to continue to bring this to you until it sinks in, until you get it. And it becomes part of your DNA and you actually go and implement it so you can see the benefits. And that is having a network. I'm going to tell you a brief story, two actually, real quick. I was at a university, a local university here in the Michigan area, talking about coming on board and starting to work with some of their juniors and their seniors. And the reason why they were talking to me is because they had done a survey with their corporate partners. And their corporate partners said to them, look, we're getting some talent out of your university. But the problem we're having is that these young people are not succeeding after the first or second year. And the reason is because they don't know how to build relationships. You know why? Because similar to that first struggle I talked to you about, that being and the doing, they were so focused on the doing. They had no idea how to build relationships. They didn't even understand why it was important. Why? Because they don't teach that in school. So that's why they were looking for someone to come from the outside in to help them understand why that was important and the difference of people that have relationships and build networks and those that don't. And then my personal story is the first time I became an executive was because of a relationship. I didn't even know that the opportunity existed in a different business unit of a company that I worked in. But because I had built relationships, because people knew what my career desires were, because I had a balance of being and doing, so I was hitting those home runs and I was showing up authentically myself, but building relationships, getting people to know me, comfortable with me, being liked. Someone on my behalf who was in the room that knew of that opportunity in the other business unit said, hey, you need to talk to Linda. I think she's ready for a director level position. Didn't even know it existed. Didn't even know it existed. Had not applied internally. But because I did that work, I got the opportunity, I got the interview, and I got the job. My first step into the executive ranks only happened because I did the work of building the relationships. So that's the second piece to this puzzle of your ladder climb. If you're having problems, it's probably because you don't have anybody advocating for you. You can't be in every room. You can't be in every conversation. You can't be on every email. So you need people working on your behalf. And then third one, because I'm not going to say last, because like I said earlier, there are many. The third one is what I spent the last 3 Tuesdays on, and that is executive presence. If you have not, and it's a skill, it's definitely something you can develop, but if you have not mastered gravitas, communication, and appearance such that you show up, you exude executive presence, that it factor, it will be a continuous struggle for you as you're trying to go to that next level. So those are the 3 that I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you early on. There are others, and I'm sure we could talk for the next 30, 40, 50 hour, 2, 3 hours, more, longer than that. Long discussion we could have over the various struggles on the corporate ladder climb. But I wanted to give you these 3 fundamental ones to chew on, to sit with, to think about, and to reflect on your journey thus far and how have you made sure that you've conquered these 3 areas. I put a link for those, if you're listening to this on my podcast, I'm going to tell you how to get there. But for those of you that are watching this live or on replay, there's a link for my private Facebook group. Would love to have you join. If you're listening on my podcast, all you got to do is go to Facebook and it's at the Tea with Linda. You can find me actually on most social media channels with that, at the Tea with Linda. Love to have you join my private Facebook group. I share these types of nuggets and more there for those people who want to be members specifically in that group, bounce ideas off of each other. It's a safe community to help you on this corporate ladder climb. So thanks for joining me. Look forward to talking to you next Tuesday as we continue to conquer the seat at the table journey. It is definitely possible, absolutely can happen for each and every one of you. It takes the extra effort though, but it's absolutely worth it. Until next time, take care.